Hey guys, this is your Inspirational Nurse. Today I'm going to talk about how to successfully have a career in travel nursing. So if you are interested in this topic, please keep watching. This is your Inspirational Nurse. Y'all know I am going to let you know the truth behind this career, and so keep watching. Now, are you already a travel nurse, or maybe you are desiring to be one? It's always going to be pros and cons, and whatever you do, I will definitely let you know how I've been successfully doing this thing for almost 10 years now, off and on. And sometimes, yes, I do sometimes I'll take a whole month off, or sometimes I will go into a specific specialty in order to build those skills in those areas, in order to travel in those areas. So that is my secret to you. Maybe you are wanting to spiritually grow and just grow in your career as a nurse, and you feel let's say you feel let down, or you feel like you're being held back by your organization, and you're looking for a change, and you have the motivation to thrive and determination to learn all new skills and new specialties and meet new people, then travel nursing might just be for you. Because guys, I was that nurse that desired to be a preceptor, desired to travel to different units, to be in high specialty, high acuity patients, right? And my hospital kept saying, girl, next year, girl, you want that certification next year? We'll talk about it. And those conversations never happened. And even when I tried to apply to different areas in the hospital I was already in, management was actually holding my application in the system, literally holding it, because they wanted me in med surge. They said I was absolutely awesome, like amazing. Like they're like, "Oh, you are so good at this," but that was not what my heart desired at the time. Even if I'm good at something, doesn't mean that that's where I'm supposed to be, if that makes sense. Because there's so many things in nursing that you could be doing, and there's so many things you could be doing really good, but your identity and the things that you desire, or someone else might desire, or their views about where you should be might clash. So if it's clashing, then it might be time for a change. Now, I know sometimes it's hard when you're trying to take that leap from being a staff nurse to jump into travel. It is so risky. It is scary. You're leaving your team, your family behind, and it's just like a scary thing. But guys, I tell you, not only does it give you the freedom that you need, it gives you the peace. It gives you the ability to be promoted, and like you've been working in areas that you never thought you were working as a travel nurse. You will be certifications you need. You'll get it paid for because the agency will pay for it to make sure you stay educated and your stuff current. Because let me tell y'all, the things that I wanted, like I just wanted my ACLS, guys. And I remember finally my manager and then was like, okay, go ahead and shoot your shot with the step down ICU. Good luck. Like they were so negative. And I think it's because there was a lot more jealousy. I had got a lot of job offers in the hospital, and my manager didn't know how I was getting all these job offers, and I was getting ready to graduate out of the residency program. And I don't think that they thought I was going to. So I don't think they thought I was gonna do well. They thought this little Brooklyn girl didn't know too much and just was not so smart and bright. But what they did not know was that God was leading me and guiding every step that I was doing. Every patient encounter that I had was a spiritual encounter. Like literally, great things happened under these two hands that I'm holding in front of you. And literally, guys, I remember having a patient, right, during COVID that no surgeon went to. This lady was supposed to have a heart cath done. No one explained the procedure to her. She literally was getting ready to cancel her whole procedure. It was like, I am not doing it. And at that time, guys, no, everybody was walking out their jobs. No educators was available. Nobody was there. I'm in there trying to figure out, like, how can I motivate this patient, right? Because maybe they need this heart cath. Maybe, I don't know. I just felt like this thing in me to keep, like, pushing on the situation. And I remember putting together a few educational things, and I'm like, maybe that's just too formal for my patient. And I literally told her about an AC. I said, you got an AC in your house? And she said, yeah. I said, what do you do to maintenance the AC every couple of weeks or every month? And she said, I changed the filter. And I said, why do you change the filter? Because she said, I need the dirt, and I need this out of my ear so I don't breathe the air in with the stuff in the ear. I said, interesting. So this is procedure similar to that. Now, guys, once I broke it down like that, this lady was like, is that all? I was like, oh my God, guys. And the scariest thing, guys, she disappeared off the unit for a long time that I got so scared. PTSD behind this thing, because I really thought she was dying, because everybody was dying at that time. And literally, she came back in tears. She said, girl, you saved my life. She said, if you hadn't spoken to me, I would have died in a few days. I had a 99% blockage in my artery. Now let me tell you, there was so many things that God was doing through me, through this two hands, guys, and that he trusted me to be a nurse. He trusted me with these patients. He trusted me with this journey that he placed me on. He trusted me to be in this field. He trusted me even when all hell break loose. all odds was against me, God was still pushing me forward. God was still putting me on platforms that I never thought that I would have the chance to be on. That God was displaying my skills in front of people, that people, so many doctors fell in love with me that they offered me jobs. I'm talking about nurse practitioner jobs, master level jobs. I didn't even have a master's degree yet. Oh, it was so much of that it just drew so much attention that even my management thought I was moving up to management. And I was like, at the time, I did not want to do that, but my managers just had that thing, and someone had came to me and said, "Well, it's your age. That's why they're acting funny." And I don't always agree to stay somewhere where you're miserable, because you're gonna come into work and it's not gonna be a positive experience. It's not gonna be motivating for your patients, because you're gonna come in with an attitude. You're gonna come in and your skills are gonna start to decline. Your motivation to learn is gonna start to decline. You're not gonna be that perky nurse anymore. You're not gonna be that nurse like, "Good morning," because deep down you're hurting. It's like someone stabbed you in your heart. And especially if it's your first nursing job out of nursing school, it'll always hurt. So if you that nurse that desires this career, here's some awesome tips. Number one is, when you are being, if you want to be a travel nurse and you're desiring it, go ahead and just take that leap. Take this time. I know you've been looking on Google. I know you've been looking at jobs on Indeed, but sometimes it's good to just place yourself in a situation, even though it might feel a little uncomfortable. But guys, the outcome is amazing when it's for you. You ask God, is this for me? Because literally, guys, God had me step down from my position at a time, which was the hardest thing. I think I was depressed for like at least 2 weeks after I stepped down, even though I had a great outcome. And guys, I had a travel contract that was paying 3 times of what my hospital was paying me at the time, to work up the street, guys, to do less of what I was doing and making 2 3 times more, guys. I'm talking about like almost at 100. All right, a hour, and then weekly, and it was just like my eyes was like open to, like, God was just letting me know that you are limiting yourself and you don't have to. He's like, I'm getting ready to open the doors up for you. And I hear him saying it for the same thing. I'm getting ready to open up doors that no manager, no one, no demon, no one witchcraft, no one can just stop this thing. No witch, no warlock, nothing, no curse, no ritual can stop what God is doing for you in nursing. There's plenty things I went through the nursing, guys, that was scary, that I could have lost my life. I mean, I witnessed things that went down that shouldn't have went down, where I shouldn't even be here talking to you guys. And God has sustained me through all of it, even as a traveler, guys. The beauty of it is my last assignment, like I told you guys, the patient I had, a male patient, I had gave him something. He wasn't using the bathroom for days and days. He was just miserable. He was just laying there, quiet, depressed. He flat effect. And he said, I don't speak much, but he said, I heard God tell me you're gonna help so many people. He was like, you're gonna help so many people. And it was so funny that he said that to me, because literally, guys, I was going through on that contract. The team was not happy with me because I called out the bullying. I made sure I was following protocols. I made sure that I was doing exactly what these patients needed me to do for them, and didn't care what they had to say. And they wanted me to conform to their team. They wanted me to conform to the negativity on the unit, and I refused to conform. So it wound up letting me stand out, because when you are a travel nurse, you stand out. As much as you may not like that, but you will be on display. And everyone is watching your every step, your every action, your every skills, everything you're doing, everything you bring to the team. And it's always going to be something. But God wants you to know that He's getting ready to sustain you, don't matter what. So just lay back and let Him take the drive. Let Him drive you, and you relax, and you be the passionate princess. And let God bless your life, because let me tell you guys, not only was I able to work in areas that I always desired to work as a traveler, I was able to be educated and certified in anything that my heart desired. And please don't let getting a bag be your purpose, because God will always bless you financially when you're doing His work. I'm telling you guys, there was times when I got contracts out of nowhere. Like, there's times when, like, people were like, how did you do that? Like, how you are like constantly getting work, because I'm not getting work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're supposed to do, if you are what God asked you to be, and you accepted the assignment that He asked you to be doing, or He asked you to do something for Him, and you accepted it and you're doing it, God is going to bless you behind the scenes. So money wise, I would never focus on that. Always focus on your patient care as a traveler. You want to be successful in this thing, you have to have tough skin, because everybody's up against you. Everybody, as soon as you walk through the door, they can sense you coming through the door. And so you have to be able to handle that. You have to be able to handle complex cases. There's times when you have patients down this hallway, down that hallway, down that hallway, down that hallway, and they still expecting you to succeed and have a successful shift. They may try to burn you out by talking about you, bullying you, and trying to push you off the unit so you get scared and get pushed out of the unit, and so your contract cancels. They may even try to lie on you. They may even make stories up. But one thing about God is that He is going to protect you, no matter the lie, the stories they tell, the negativity, the bullying, because He sees every single thing you do. Every smile you bring to a patient's face, every life you save behind the team's back, or whether the team was working with you or not. And I'm telling you guys, because angels are every God, angels are with you when you go. So you have to make sure that you stay in your faith and not in your feelings. Amen. Let's just talk about it, because as a traveler, guys, it is a mission. This is a mission. This is a ministry of you having the ability to go in so many different hospitals and different facilities and be able to touch so many different people. One minute you in cancer, one minute you dealing with patients that have heart problems, one minute you dealing with patients that have lung problems, one minute you in the ER, one minute in the ICU. You are somebody that is well rounded. And I always wanted to be that nurse. So if that was you who always wanted to be well rounded, you might want to just be a travel nurse, because it allows you to be that well rounded nurse. And if there's an area that you need to be strengthened in, then take a break from traveling and go into a regular staffing PRN position and strengthen those skills and travel as that specialty. And that way you can give your patients the best care, the best outcome, knowing that your vacation time is based on your terms, knowing your pay is based off your terms, knowing who you want to work with and when you want to work and which shift is based off your terms. That is the beauty of traveling, and it's something that is earned, because I earned it. It didn't just come to me. I earned this. God seen my work, and I've started staffing. So I know how that pain feels of being hurt by your organization. They're lying to you, saying that they're going to fill these positions. They're lying to you when you come in and saying that you're only going to have a certain ratio, and you come in and you got a hot mess. They lying to you. So don't let those lies, don't let bullying, don't let somebody tell you you can't do it stop you. Because I meet some people that's supposed to be already travel nurses. That's supposed to be already traveling and going to see the world at the same time saving the world. But just remember, you are not God. And so when you want to do something, you want Him to put His hands in it, because when His hands in it, you'll always protect it. Trust me. Even though the situation might look ugly, but the outcome is always sunshine, some sunshine in your outcome. There's always, my outcomes be looking crazy in the beginning because people be coming up against me, but my outcome in the end is always sunshine. There's always a positive ending. There's always God stepping in, and there's always something. There's always going to be people that's going to notice your abilities, and they're going to know you're not a regular nurse, and they're going to see it. I remember the last hospital I worked in, the chief nursing officer stopped me in the hallway, was like, I heard about you in report. I seen you in report. You're not a regular nurse. I said, excuse me? She said, you're not a regular nurse. She just gave me a look like, I know that you're either like God's nurse, you're doing something great. Like, she couldn't tell, but she knew. She was like, are you sticking around? And I was like, we'll see. So people will pick up on your type of abilities. A travel nurse can work anywhere, can be anything at any time. They're able to take care of patients in less than 5 minutes and get the job done. They can adapt to any situation, any complex situation, and take on a challenge and make it happen and turn that hot mess into a beautiful smile. Okay? That's what you do as a traveler. And then coming on to the unit, guys, some great tips is don't always get involved into the drama. Whatever, who don't like who, what's going on with management, all that does not have to do with your mission all the time. It's always good to tell them, hey, I'm here to support y'all, but in a way of making sure that your schedules are being filled. If you need time off, maybe I might switch a day with you so you can get a day off. Help the nurses on the unit, because you've been there. Put yourself back in that staffing shoes. You know how that feels when the hospital's not doing you right. So it's good for us to stick together, but the problem is when nurses now, we coming at each other when we should not. We should not be coming at each other. We should be coming at these laws and the people and the policy makers, the ones that are calling the shots, that maybe never worked in clinicals, and then it just don't be making no sense. That's who we need to be going after, not each other. Not each other. But the problem is you taking your feelings when you should be part of the solution. That's what travel nursing is all about. That gives you the ability to take that free time you have. Instead of working 5 days a week, now you're making money in 3, and take the other 4 days and work on things that are solutions in healthcare, rather than be part of the problem, if you know what I mean. Because I used to be part of the problem, because I used to be ready to pop off all the time, because these always hot mess coming into work. But if I realized nothing was changing, I realized that healthcare was what it is, and I realized what I was saying, me screaming, me yelling, me crying, me angry, me cursing you out, wasn't going to change anything in healthcare. So I started to ask myself, what can I do to make a change for nurses to have better? So this is your inspirational nurse, and I hope this is inspiring you to be successful in traveling. And I have been doing this for 10 years. And guys, now that I think about it, I'm like, times when I was worried about things, I didn't need to worry about it because God was like, girl, I already got your contract, girl. It's been waiting on you. It's times when I was have the ability to vacation whenever I wanted. I had to worry about it getting denied. I ain't had to worry about how I was going to feed my family. I ain't had to worry about if I was going to work 7 days this week because, I have something coming up that I got to take care of. Travel nursing give you this freedom that it's a beautiful freedom, but you're going to work for it. So don't think it's an escape from the real world working for it. And again, you're going to be in these hospitals, but as an external traveler, you have nothing to do with their policies. You don't have nothing to do with the things that's going on in their hospital. Your job is to come in and to work. Your job is to come in and take care of those patients. Your job is to fill that schedule. Your job is to support the team if they need help with anything. Your job is to educate. I educate like crazy, y'all. And I help so many nurses out there that be like, see, help me out. And I'll be helping them out because I learned from someone. They taught me. So to me, it's sharing is caring. If you share information, we can teach each other things. We could be awesome nurses together, and we can be amazing together. Why not be amazing together, right? There's enough bags for enough of us going around, right? Not just for you. So some of us need to stop being a little selfish. So hopefully this helps to inspire whoever wants to be successful in traveling. And just know that put your career in God's hand. Let him guide you on where to go when you're starting to go to different states, when you start to travel outside of your home. Make sure you're praying for protection. Ask God, listen for his voice to tell you what he wants you to do so you are doing exactly that and not on your own agenda. And I'll see you on the next one. Before I see you on the next one, the last few tips will be make sure your portfolio, your travel profile stays very current and up to date. Sometimes I feel like when I finish a contract, sometimes I'm so eager to get up out of there and the craziness that I just forget to update my updates on the new skills I might have did because medicine is changing. There's new medicines, there's new techniques, there's new machines, there's new skills that you're learning. It's good to put it on your portfolio because that's how they're marketing you. Two is get with the recruiter that believes in everything that you do, that understands your dynamics, your family dynamics, your situations, that know you personally, get to know you as a person, right? To be able to look out for you when there's other work and there's other contracts in the area. That would take the initiative. You want recruiters that take the initiative and you are not the one that's selling your own ship, if you know what I mean. Because as a recruiter, as a nurse, you doing already your part as far as doing the job. Now the team should be carrying you through and should be selling that ship around, and you shouldn't have to be worrying about things that you shouldn't have to be worrying about. But this is my last few tips to y'all because this people ask me all the time, and this is what you're gonna need: a great recruiter and a great looking portfolio of all your travel experience. And just remember, travel world is different from staffing world. The more you work, the better. The more things you do, the better. It's not gonna make you look like you're overly confident or you're just not. It's just not enough. It's enough. A lot of the jobs that you work, a lot of the things that you did, don't make it where it don't matter. It matters. Everything counts. I don't care if you have LPN experience and CNA experience. My last few travel tips for you guys is to have a really good looking portfolio. Travel portfolios is how your team, your agency is marketing you out to other facilities and different management and units. And it's great to make sure that you keep this updated. When you finish your travel contract, you should automatically be updating your portfolio, your profile. You should be updating your references. So, say for instance, guys, you worked and you meet someone that really like your work and really like support you as a nurse. Like you meet those that be like, girl, you will add those to your references, right? So keep your references up to date. Make sure it's somebody that really is going to support you and really believe in what you're doing. Make sure you get a really good recruiter that takes the initiative, and they're not just sitting and you're selling your own ship and you're doing all the groundwork. No, your recruiter should be taking initiative to make sure. They should be doing things before you can even open your mouth and say that, hey, they should be already said sent and done, did and done, signed and done. Those are the words that should be taken, right? You want a strong recruiter that believe in what you're doing. Even if y'all never meet, someone that's out there that's like, very supportive of what you're doing, not just how they can benefit off of you. Because you do have recruiters that just want to benefit off the nurses. And then I have to remind them, like, remember, it's because I'm working is how you're getting your billing, your billing rate. And it's hard to be a travel nurse because you're in the middle of the hospital and the agency. And the agency wants to keep the contracts open so their nurses can work at the hospital. So you're in the middle. So sometimes when situations come up, it could be a little sticky because now your agency is kind of like, I still want to keep this relationship with the hospital. I do still want to support my nurse. How do I make all of this happen so we can stay in business? If you look at it in the business aspect, which most nurses don't like to. But as a business aspect, that's how you're looking at it, which the nurse always get the wrong end of the stick sometimes. We are the ones doing the work. We are the ones that are in the trenches. We're the ones that are bringing in the jobs, right? Sometimes we get jobs we didn't even ask for, right? And it's just like the support sometimes is just not always there. So that's why it's good to have a very strong recruitment team and a very strong team that stands behind you. So it's no nonsense, so that things are being followed, so things are in order and decency, because God likes order and decency. He don't like a hot mess. And if it's a hot mess agency and you don't feel comfortable with this agency, don't travel outside of your uh, comfort zone, outside of your home. You might just want to do a little local contract real quick with them and then be one and done. Or have them. You always have an agency in your pocket that you don't really work with like that. And if maybe you get into a desperate place, you just want to do a one and done with them. You'll keep those in your back pocket for those types of moments. But usually you have an agency that you love to work with, that you that you did your research on, that has tons of work in the area. Because remember, they're all competing with each other. All the different agencies are competing for contracts. So the business part of it is just crazy. But at the same time, they don't realize the nurse is in the middle. So when there is a